Hey everyone! Welcome back to Fluent in 5. Today, we will explore 150 sentences with adverbs. Let's get started. She sings beautifully. He ran quickly to catch the bus. They arrived early to the party. She speaks softly during meetings. He almost always arrives on time. The kids played happily in the park. He drives carefully in bad weather. She answered the question correctly. The cat slept peacefully on the couch. He works hard every day. They left suddenly after the call. She danced gracefully on stage. The baby cried loudly. He writes neatly in his notebook. She smiled warmly at the guests. The dog barked angrily at strangers. He answered the phone politely. She finished the test quickly. He spoke clearly to the audience. The train arrived late. She read the letter silently. He replied immediately. They walked slowly through the park. The sun shines brightly in summer. She almost never skips breakfast. He spoke rudely to the waiter. She often visits her grandparents. The boy shouted loudly. They usually go hiking on weekends. She rarely eats junk food. He works efficiently under pressure. The baby laughed sweetly. She regularly exercises at the gym. The team played badly in the match. He studies diligently for exams. The kids ran wildly around the yard. She speaks English fluently. He answered the question incorrectly. They cheered loudly at the concert. She gently closed the door. He always wakes up early. The baby slept soundly. She looked at him angrily. He explained the topic clearly. She drives recklessly sometimes. He knocked softly on the door. She walks gracefully. He often forgets his keys. The kids screamed excitedly. She played the piano beautifully. He eats quickly when he's hungry. She speaks calmly during conflicts. They danced happily at the wedding. He whispered quietly. She sang loudly in the shower. The car moved smoothly on the road. He listens attentively in class. She solved the puzzle easily. He always arrives punctually. The children played noisily. She types quickly on the keyboard. He usually arrives early. She smiled brightly. He walked briskly to the store. She talks endlessly. He regularly checks his emails. They shouted joyfully. She neatly folded the clothes. He rarely watches TV. The baby crawled slowly. She bravely faced her fears. He spoke softly. The dog wagged its tail happily. She sings perfectly. He frequently visits the library. She cheerfully greeted her friends. He sometimes forgets names. She patiently waited in line. He stared blankly at the wall. The leaves fell gently. She drives slowly in the rain. He often skips breakfast. She ran gracefully. He confidently answered the question. She shyly introduced herself. The dog barked loudly. He usually jogs in the morning. She cooks deliciously. He awkwardly tried to explain. She whispered softly. He walks slowly. She quickly finished her homework. He laughed loudly at the joke. She carefully painted the wall. He proudly showed his medal. She lazily stayed in bed. He speaks loudly. She gracefully danced on stage. He rarely goes out. She spoke enthusiastically. He politely asked for help. She excitedly opened the gift. He slowly closed the door. She neatly arranged the books. He almost forgot the appointment. She usually walks to work. He quickly fixed the issue. She speaks clearly. He lazily sat on the couch. She elegantly posed for the photo. He nervously gave the speech. She happily accepted the prize. He constantly interrupts people. She seldom visits her relatives. He carelessly dropped the vase. She angrily slammed the door. He thoughtfully answered the question. She generously donated money. He sometimes forgets his wallet. She frequently travels abroad. He bravely entered the room. She quietly left the house. He speaks fluently. She quickly grabbed her bag. He carefully crossed the road. She often helps her neighbors. He immediately responded. She usually studies at night. He hungrily ate his lunch. She calmly explained the rules. He badly wanted a break. She warmly hugged her friend. He lazily scrolled through his phone. She easily solved the math problem. He constantly complains about work. She sweetly sang a lullaby. He cheerfully greeted everyone. She patiently taught the class. He rudely interrupted. She happily danced in the rain. He quietly read the book. She nervously opened the envelope. He neatly tied his shoelaces. She confidently walked on stage. He eagerly awaited the results. She politely declined the offer. He sleepily rubbed his eyes. She sadly waved goodbye. He proudly presented his project. She softly sang the song,